How to find a perfect partner. Today's topic will be suitable for both men and women, as we're gonna talk about the perfect partner just for you. How to find the person that you will be comfortable to live with and life with who will be with minimal stress. My name is Darina and I'm running a psychological blog for happier and better life. Let's go! Firstly, let's talk about the real person. Because in many cases, people do not understand who they want to be together with, and they start talking about some sort of abstract ideas. They create a collective picture of an imaginary ideal person, perhaps an image of ideal mother or father, but it's not a real person. Additionally, it is important to understand if you met someone absolutely perfect with no faults or weaknesses, this is what should alert you straight away. Since an alternative ego or a shadow of such person can be really huge and you can find out about it later, which can be a very unpleasant surprise. Returning to the qualities people reveal when they talk about an ideal person they want to meet. If I'm going to ask you, tell me about your dream partner, you're probably going to tell me that you want them to be kind, beautiful, loving, respectful, sensitive, and so on. However, each quality always have an opposite side, flip side of the coin that people often forget about. Repeating, each quality always has an opposite side, the flip side of the coin. In a nutshell, the other side of calm, predictable person can be boredom. Generosity can border on wastefulness and carelessness with money. Brutality and extreme masculinity can lack tenderness in a man. Or if a person is extremely kind, the other side of this quality can be that people can take advantage of him. So this softness may extend not only to their wife, husband, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, but also to other people. And people can all the time ask this person to do some job for free, ask them to lend them money and stuff like that. Possible? Possible. Let's extend this idea further. For example, a girl wants a man who is successful in business, who is workaholic, who cares about the financial well-being of the family most. However, big business requires a lot of time and complete dedication. Therefore, you probably won't see him at home very often. Dinners and family gatherings probably are going to be under a big question mark. Or say, if the man is very friendly, very flamboyant and sort of center of attention at any party. The downside is that such a person will always be the first one to invite it to all the parties, which can lead him to stay late after work having a drink with the colleagues or acquaintances. Speaking of the man, other women will also like his bright and friendly personality. This is why at some point you will have to compete for his attention. Many of you might ask, Darina, should I just pick someone absolutely dull with no qualities, someone safe? Of course, no. However, when creating an image of a partner, you have to understand that this is a real person with good and not so good qualities. And the question here is, are you able to deal with this other side of the coin? Accept those qualities that you might not even thought about previously, and maybe that's why your previous relationships were ruined. Or let's say you want to have a very fun partner when every new day does not look like the previous one and life is full on adventure. Who are the most adventurous and fun people? That's right, the other extreme side of this quality is sociopathy. So you might have a lot of fun in the beginning of relationships, but very soon after living with sociopath, the fun for you might come to an end. Or let's say you want a partner who is a very good looking and takes an extra time and effort to look after himself or herself. So you have this sexual desire for them all the time. But the other side, in the case of excessive focus on appearance, the partner might just have narcissistic personality traits. which can lead for you to feel lonely and abandoned, since narcissists use their partner as a mirror that will reflect their brilliance and amazingness every day, while you may be left alone with your problems and life. The most important person for the narcissist will be themselves, so do not expect to be on the first place in their life, because this place is already taken by one and only themselves. I remind that we are talking here about excessive focus on appearance, not when it's just a basic human need to look good and feel good. Interesting fact that the trait you find the most attractive at the beginning of the relationships can become a breakup reason in the future. This is why it's so important to consider all those side effects. Apart from the qualities you want to see in your partner, you also have to figure out what are those qualities that you will never be able to deal with under any circumstances. You can say to me, Darina, this is obvious, but trust me, it's not. It's only at the first glance. For example, substance use. For some people, the occasional joint their partner smoke might not be even a big deal, but for someone else it will be a deal breaker. Or an even more complicated situation. Many women fall in love with handsome narcissistic men, but are you aware about your level of jealousy? Would you be able to cope with constant stress when your partner will be receiving tons of attention from the opposite sex? For someone, it won't be a problem. It might even improve their self-esteem because they feel like, ah yeah, I'm with someone who is adored by others, but this person chose me and stuff like that. But for someone who is a little bit more prone to anxiety or a jealous person in general, relationships with someone that flamboyant can become their worst nightmare and crazy emotional roller coaster. That is why it's so important to look deep inside of your personality, know your own traits and characteristics, know your own I can or I cannot, to have a great partner. Because there is no such thing as a perfect person exists. There is rather a real human, but that can be a perfect fit just for you. Now let's talk about the requirements you might have. For example, in your picture of life, you have to pay bills together with your partner, like half-half, a very Western approach, modern approach. Or opposite scenario, the woman expects her man to pay for everything, a little bit old-fashioned Eastern culture. And each of the partners think that their view of life, their scenario is a priori correct. But is it the case? Because people brought up in different families and cultures, especially here in Australia, where we have such a wide variety of people with completely different backgrounds. So it's important to understand what are your needs and expectations, because where we are in love, everything seems so easy, but when the sweet period ends, people start fight and break up over such a basic things such as money, views on how to raise children, views on how to spend their holidays, etc. So it's very important to know your values, your needs and your expectations, because it helps to find someone who shares them. So the homework for today. Take a pen and paper and describe your potential partner in great detail. What would you be willing to put up with and what you would not be willing to put up with under any circumstances. What would be your needs in relationships and what values you want your partner to share with. And look for a real person, not an ideal imaginary character that might not even exist. Because in search of the perfection, you can spend your whole life and still never find it. Because perfection does not create love, but warmth, reciprocity and acceptance your partner for who they are definitely do. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Good luck, guys! Don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram page and my YouTube, and I will see you in next videos. Bye bye!